My name is Emily. I'm 45 years old this year. I work at a company. My husband Tom and I are the same age, and we have a son who just started his career. People might think we have a happy family because we are married with a child, but in reality, there are many times when I don't feel that way. The reason is that my husband looks down on me. Hey, what is this food? It's not tasty at all. I'm sorry, didn't it suit your taste? I always tell you I like strong flavors, don't I? I thought I made it a bit stronger than usual. This is totally not good. It's so bad I can't eat it. You don't have to say it like that. Come on, quickly go to the convenience store and buy another lunch. But I'm tired from work. Hurry up. Right. I understand. As told, I ran to the convenience store to buy lunch. Even though I work and come home just like him, he doesn't seem to care. Maybe I should argue back, but if Tom gets even more upset, it becomes uncontrollable. Thinking about our sons, I have no choice but to tolerate and not upset Tom Permpindy. My husband used to be a very kind and sincere person before we got married. In the early days of our marriage, we had happy days. He was very kind back then. Our son was born a year after we became a couple. We bought a house and a car, hoping for our son's healthy growth. I was looking forward to making memories in this house and was truly happy. But there was one problem, and for both the car and the house, pay the loan entirely from your salary, Emily. Why? Why don't we pay together? Doesn't matter who pays. It's the same. The team insisted that I repay all the loans from my salary. True, my income was higher, but combining both loans, the repayment amount is $1,500 a month. If I pay everything with my salary, almost nothing will be left. Tom didn't budge, so in the end, the loans were in my name. Looking back, Tom started to change around this time. But even though he went out freely, he would get angry if I tried to go out. It seemed he was using me to release his stress. Living with Tom was often challenging, but life with my son was truly blissful. My son grew up to be a very kind person and still helps me now that he's grown. However, the problem started about a year after our son started living on his own, and we began living just the two of us. Suddenly, I received a shocking report. I had sold both the car and the house to my brother's family. And for a moment, I couldn't understand what Tom was saying. Wait, what do you mean you sold them? Exactly what I said. I didn't hear anything about this. I'm the one whose name is on the paperwork.
That's why I'm telling you now. Aita, Hasten, I want you to handle the paperwork.
I felt shocked and annoyed. This is too much. Hearing my words, Tom clearly looked annoyed. Our son is living on his own, so there's no problem, right? My older brother's family, who are still raising their kids, would be better off with a bigger house. I'm the one paying the loans. Why would you sell the house filled with our memories without consulting me? So what? You're so great because you're the one paying? I'm not saying that. Why can't you think any other way? Then just do as I say and stop complaining. Of course I won't. How can you make such an important decision without consulting me? You're so annoying. It's already decided. They're coming to see the house soon. All you have to do is prepare. Prepare? I asked. Why should I do it? Just do it without complaining. I decided to go to bed. Wait a minute, Tom said, stopping me. I instinctively grabbed Tom's arm. Let go. You're so persistent. Tom forcefully shook off my hand and headed for the bedroom. What is this? This is too much. I was convinced that it was futile to say anything to my husband. He doesn't seem to listen to what I say, and there's no way he'll accept my point of view. The only option left is to speak directly to his brother and his wife. They said they would come to see the car and the house, so I'll discuss it with them. Up to about a week had passed since my husband made that proposal. The couple came to see the car and the house. Hello, we're here. Oh, this is a pretty nice house. Is Tom not here? He's gone to work. You've kept the car surprisingly clean. So this is our new home. I'm looking forward to it. It's fantastic. They seemed to be excited, imagining their future life here. There was a tense atmosphere, but I decided to muster the courage and bring up the topic. I have something to discuss. Please wait while I prepare some tea. I still want to look around the house. I want to talk now. What is it? Hurry up and get it over with. After they sat down on the sofa, I began to speak. It's about the car and the house. I can't sell them to you. Please pretend this conversation never happened. Why are you saying this? You don't need the house anymore, right? Why would you think that? Because your son has already grown up and left, hasn't he? But we're still in the midst of raising our kids. Our apartment is too small. We want a house to raise them in. You understand, right? Tom never consulted with me about this. So what? Tom said he didn't discuss it with you. He said everything would be fine because you listened to him. Even if you objected, it would make you comply. Didn't you think something was wrong when you heard that? Who cares as long as we get a house and a car? It's none of our business. That's extremely rude. This is hopeless. These two are no different from my husband. They just don't get it. Is that all you wanted to discuss? We were enjoying looking at the house. Anyway, what I'm saying is that we need the car and the house that you two no longer need. Do you understand? We've already decided to take both the car and the house. Start preparing for the move. The couple went through our home with their own opinions, rummaging through every corner. It's beyond common sense to even open up the closets. They almost took something sentimental from when our son was small, but I refused. After they left, I couldn't hold back my tears. That couple looks down on me, and I never thought my husband intended to let them decide everything. Veterans, where has the trust between us as a couple gone? Why am I being told such things? I started to question the reason I married him. I can't stop crying out of frustration. After that, every day, my husband and the couple kept asking, "Is everything ready?" And hurry up, those words hurt me, and mentally, I was drained. I thought of giving up everything. It might be easier that way. One day, while I was thinking, that I received a call on my cell phone. At first, I thought it was the couple again, but it was from my son. It's been a long time since I heard from him last. I answered the call excitedly. "Hey, Mom." "Breeds, it sure has. What's the occasion? You doing okay?" Yes, I'm doing just fine, as always. And I sent you a present. Mother's Day is coming up. I'd said we experience it the time already. Thank you. It should arrive by tomorrow. Just a heads up, see ya. Wait, how about you? Are you doing well? Yeah, I'm good. That's great. Remember, you can come home anytime. I'm always waiting. I got it. The next time, I want to introduce you to my girlfriend. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Eat well and work hard. I know. Take care and don't catch a cold. After the call with my son, I realized something. I had forgotten something very important. The only one who can maintain a place for my son to return to is me. I can't afford to be brought down by my husband and that couple. I can't simply let go of the precious house and car. And the car is filled with wonderful memories with my son. I wonder if I can protect this home, and it all depends on me. My son's call made me make a big decision, and I took action immediately. That day, I called my company and took a paid leave. First, I went to the bank where I had a housing loan and paid off the remaining loan in full. I've been saving my salary for a long time while working hard to repay the loan so I could do this. That with this, the loan was fully repaid. Then I rushed to the city office to get a certain document. This document will help me proceed with my future plans. When my husband came home, he immediately questioned me. Did you finally change the name on the car and house? Hurry up, he said. About that, we need to talk. What now? More complaints. I firmly said to my husband, please divorce me. I handed him some documents. Hey, what's this all about? He said. It's just like I said, I want a divorce. What the hell? Why are you saying this all of a sudden? He asked. Explain yourself. You're trying to sell the house and car on your own. I totally disagree, he said. And the loans are still there. You expect me to continue paying? Of course, I thought so. I can't pay for them on their terms. This absurd. I can only think of the worst now. You figure out the rest of the loan. But what am I supposed to do about that? He asked. Please, I can't do this with you anymore. I want a divorce. My husband went silent. As I remained silent, my husband suddenly knelt down. I never expected him to do such a thing. And I was surprised by this unexpected turn of events. I'm sorry, he said. I made decisions about the house and car on my own. He begged, please spare me from divorce. Given that he is a husband who cares deeply about his public image, he likely wants to avoid a divorce at all costs. Moreover, there's no way he can afford to pay off the remaining loan. Then explain it to your brother yourself, he said. I'll tell them that you can't hand over the house or car after all. No, I've already said I'd sell them. You made this statement, so take responsibility. He said, don't say that, okay? I'll talk to them. And so the husband dialed his brother's number and started a conversation. Like said expected, it seemed his side of the story wasn't being heard. Unable to watch my distressed husband any longer, I impulsively took the phone from him. Hello, brother, it's Emily.
What do you want?
As you heard from Tom, we have no intention of selling the house and car. Please give up on that idea.
You won't be satisfied with that.
I will visit your home in the coming days to discuss this in person. Hey, stop making unilateral decisions. I didn't respond and hung up the phone. We'll be visiting your brother's place next time. You arrange it. Understood. That to the visit to the brother's house was scheduled for my day off, Saturday. Upon arriving at their apartment, they looked obviously displeased. The children were present and noisy voices could be heard from inside the apartment. We won't let you inside, so let's talk here. Okay, brother, I know it's late to say this, but we really can't sell the house and car. It's unbelievable that adults would break a promise. You were told by Emily not to sell them, weren't you? That's no ease. Well, to sell them, weren't you? Hey, Emily, all this happened because you keep interfering, the older brother said, trying to put the blame on me. What do you mean? What promise are you referring to? Didn't you promise to give us the house and car? I never made such a promise. The root of this issue is that Tom decided on his own to sell the house and car without consulting me. You two, the ones who initiated this discussion. We did suggest it. Or who said we don't need them. At least I never thought so. Tom said that both the car and the house are under my name, which I mentioned before, right? There's still a balance to be paid. You plan on paying it, right? I can't possibly keep paying it, can I? The brother-in-law and his wife suddenly fell silent. I can't believe it. They really intended for me to pay. This is beyond just being thoughtless. Who would hand over their house or car under such conditions? Do you think anyone would? Don't you realize how ridiculous that sounds? Shut up? What's your problem? Shouldn't you live in a way that at least you don't feel guilty in front of your children? At least you don't feel guilty in front of your children. You lack common sense. Don't you feel ashamed doing this? What? Just shut up and let us do as we please. You've no right to interfere in someone else's family affairs either. Perhaps it hit the mark. My brother-in-law and his wife began to shout with faces flushed red. It seems they were aware of their wrongdoing. I totally understand the desire for their children to grow up freely. But if the children knew about what their parents were doing, would they be happy? So I can't give you the house or car. What are you talking about? After what's happened, I can't trust you anymore. Please stay away from our house. If you can't accept that, I'll talk to the police. Goodbye. Wait, the conversation isn't over yet. We headed straight home without looking back. I was worried about what might happen, but I said everything I wanted to. I hope they got the message. Okay, one last thing left to do. When we got home, we went into the living room. It's settled now, or so it seems to me. This all started because of you, didn't it? What do you mean it's settled? He acts like he had nothing to do with it. It's not over yet, is there? Is there something else to do? A divorce. But with that, I showed him handouts about a divorce once again. He looked at them in shock. Hey, that's not a funny joke. We talked about not getting a divorce just recently, remember? I've actually finished paying off the loan.
Paul, what? You lied to me? You said we still had payments left. Who are you to say that?
I asked. You tried to deceive me into selling the house and car.
Persistent, aren't you?
I already apologized for that. It's not just about this time. I can't take your attitude since we got married.
Qual è il lío? Tell me.
Don't you get it? That's the problem. You always shout at me, belittle me. You never listen to me. Come on, I never did that. Have you ever said the food I cooked was delicious? Have you ever helped with housework or childcare? You've never shown any respect for me. Fine, I get it. Everything's my fault. I'll be more careful from now on. Just cheer up. That's why I'm done. Please leave. Cold-hearted, aren't you? Saying things like that? This house is mine. It's not a place for you. Damn, you get all high and mighty when someone apologizes. Fine, I don't want this house. I'll leave. That was my husband's true feelings. He quickly agreed to divorce conditions, gathered his belongings, and stormed out of the house, muttering complaints. But that everything was settled. The house might be a bit too big for just me, but it's better this way. I felt so refreshed with no feelings of loneliness. Hello, Mom, what's up? There's something I need to talk to you about. It might upset you. What happened? I have divorced your father. I'm sorry, I didn't consult with you before making the decision. I see. Is that all? Are you shocked? Well, I've seen how stressed you've been. And always lashed out at you, right? He also seemed uninterested in me. I never really liked him. I'm sorry for making you worry. You were enduring all this until I grew up, weren't you? I've noticed some things you couldn't hide. Well, a lot has been going on lately, and I just reached my limit. Don't worry about me. Your happiness is the most important thing. Thank you. I might take some days off and come home next week. That sounds great. Bring the girlfriend you told me about the other day. I will. Everything has finally settled down. But from what I heard later on, my ex-husband moved in with his brother's family. But even there, they argued daily due to constant disputes. Eventually, he was kicked out of their home as well. As an exception, additionally, he started taking out his frustrations at work and faced legal action. Now, he has lost his job and seems lost in life. He once tried to contact me to reconcile, but I declined immediately. As for me, I continue living alone and feel more fulfilled and happier than before. My son occasionally visits, bringing along his lovely girlfriend. I'm so glad I could preserve this precious home for my son. By moving forward, I will enjoy life on my own terms.